Welcome back to the NRL Fantasy Flog. He's JL, I'm Rayner, and that was another interesting round of footy.
Oh, you bet it was.
I know.
Before
Be sarcastic.
Before getting to how we went last week, I just want to let you know we're proudly presented by me and Himmy.
What? I don't even.
And yeah, just the sponsors.
I don't even get it.
We're not presented by Yui.
Oh, okay. Sweet. Yeah.
Okay, how'd you go?
I went pretty good.
You went really well.
Cracked 900,
Well done.
907 or something. I don't know.
Yep.
Off the back of Jai Arrow's brilliance.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Like,
And his 30-point upgrade. Or
yeah,
whatever it was.
15. Yeah, I'll take that every day.
Yeah.
For you.
I had my best result as well, sort of mid 800s, which was really good. Wasn't good enough to get a win in either league though.
Yeah, I noticed that our two matchups for our comp, basically with the four highest scores in the comp, so unlucky for the losers of those.
Very unlucky.
But
considering I was tied before the it was a tie.
that's what makes
before the
head-to-head
updates.
so much fun though. When people get a good score and still lose,
And then you lose.
people get a rubbish score and still win.
You can't sleep. You're waiting for the update. The updates came in quite quickly.
Yeah.
So actually, I was disappointed a lot longer than I could have been.
Oh, you can get to sleep overnight and wait for the morning.
Yeah, so anyway, not to be. Anyway, I had my trades were, like I said last week, I had 3 trade-in targets: Jai Arrow, James Fisher-Harris, and Maloney.
Yeah.
And of course, I left the wrong one out, which is going to cost me
But
extra 100 odd grand this week.
well, that hurt because Arrow did play pretty well. You won't do that every week, obviously.
Well,
so you miss that and you'll never get it back.
Well, I don't care if he doesn't do that every week. I just wish I wasn't last week.
Yeah, don't want him to do it when you don't have him.
But we'll talk about him later, and if it's too late to get him or not.
Yeah, well, the other thing I want to say about the round was it was good to see clearly the penalty count was way down,
Yeah.
I think. And it wasn't because people were finally doing the right thing. Because I watched a few of the games, especially in the Penrith and Parramatta game. They were barely back 8 metres, not 10. Like, come on.
Yeah.
But less penalties means better fantasy scores, so
Yeah,
I'm happy to deal with shitty play the balls if that's what it takes.
And
for
when
my
we
team to succeed.
Yeah, when we go through the golden apples, which we'll do very shortly, you'll see there's some massive scores, and even if you got in the high 60s, you couldn't crack the golden apples this week.
Yeah. But it's not only that, there were a lot of big names that we expect to score well in there as well.
Yep.
Finally hitting form, so.
Yep. Should we get into it then? Golden apples, 30
Might
spots?
as well.
Might as well.
Golden apples and dirty spuds.
So, no surprise, well, not now that we've mentioned Jai Arrow, is the captain of the Golden Apples this week. Woo, yay!
Yeah, 99 points to do that.
99 points, 60 minutes, couple of tries and one right at the end, sort of bumped that up. But he was solid, 9 tackle busts, 190 run meters, good in defence as well, 27 tackles, a few offloads, so cracking game, and probably people talking about him as future fantasy god.
Yeah,
Bit
let's
early-
not get carried
bit early-
away.
bit early to
I
say
mean,
that.
he's had the last 2 weeks were really good.
Yeah.
It's going to depend on the Titans. No.
So his ownership went from 16% to 21% last week, and
It'll be higher than that this week.
get closer to 30 this week, I reckon.
Whoever got on him at the start of the year will be pretty happy with themselves. They would have made a fortune already.
Yeah. Okay, so that's Jai Arrow, number 1. Number 2, the number 1 player in fantasy. Oh, now, after this round. 91 for DCE.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Clint Cutlerson.
He's a different kind of number 1. That massive intercept try, 8 tackle busts, 180 metres, 368 kick metres, quite a lot of tackles.
Yeah, well, he didn't have a 5'8" for half the game with Croker going off for 2 HIAs.
Some might say he hasn't had a 5'8" for a few rounds. So.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, well done DCE, and like I said, number 1 player in fantasy now, and pretty much if you haven't got him, he might be out of reach for a while. Number 3, Anthony Milford, someone who we know can go big.
He can go small.
But also can go quite small. 84 this week. 87 rather this week. Tackle bust, three line breaks, 11 tackle busts. Heaps of kick meters, and he got a few forced dropouts as well.
He did get a forward pass he got away with that led to a try as well, so
true. So
called bullshit on that, but
anyway, well done to Milford in what was a terrible Broncos performance. So number 4, what do you say about number 4? The King, Cam Smith, 84 points. Putting all those doubters to shame.
Yeah, and if you traded him out before the round, you should probably log on and delete your team.
That's harsh. Like, there were reasons for doing it, but
there weren't.
Cam Smith, obviously, as we were talking before, watches Supercoach, watches NRL Fantasy, so he knows what's going on. And,
yeah.
When there are doubters about him, he'll show them. So, 57 tackles, massive tackle count. Got his running game going a little bit, and got a tackle bust and a few offloads. And his quad wasn't terrible because he got quite a few kick meters as well. Wasn't kicking goals, but I don't think he'd be too far away for that. And the biggest stat about Cam Smith this week was 0 penalties. So obviously the refs have got together during the week. And
that's alright.
Not allowed to penalise anymore. Taking notes.
Something I'll talk about later.
Okay. Number 5, probably someone we weren't expecting to see at all in the Golden Apples this year, and that's the Tigers. Number 7, Luke Brooks. Got a try assist in what was a low scoring game. He did quite well. Try assist, a couple of line breaks, 8 tackle busts, heaps of kick meters, a couple of forced dropouts, and a good running game as well. So
yeah, I think all the Tigers fans will be pretty happy now that they actually still have Brooks and not Moses.
Yeah, you're not wrong. They weren't saying that when Moses left, but this year's a different story. Number 6, everyone's second favourite hooker, third favourite hooker. There's so many good hookers. Damien Cook. Well done. He got 77. 38 tackles, 6 tackle busts, 3 offloads. Going really well as an 80-minute hooker for the Rabbits. Number 7, Lachlan Fitzgibbon, 77. With a try, line break, 26 tackles, 9 tackle busts. So well done, Fitzgibbon.
I think they're getting generous with these tackle busts, seriously.
Yeah,
the tackling standards
quite a lot.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
seems to be heaps of tackle busts.
Yeah,
lots of double figures.
Number 8, everyone's favourite fiery lock from Parramatta, Nathan Brown.
The only good player. I think the second best player in Parramatta.
Oh, number 1 returns this week.
Yeah.
Okay. So 75 points in 70 minutes, 48 tackles, 4 tackle busts, 135 metres, and 0 demerit points. Well done, Nathan Brown. Number 9, Ryan Madison. A bit like Lachlan Fitzgibbon on the edge. 71 points with a couple of tries, 41 tackles.
Yeah, 2 tries will do that.
Yeah. And number 10, returned to the Apples. Has he been in the Apples before? I'm not sure.
Not this year.
But he should have been. Is Andrew Fafita from the Sharks. Well done on his 70 points. 29 tackles, 6 tackle busts, 7 offloads, 176 metres. So well done to Fafita.
Yeah, good things for Fafita.
Any notables for you?
Not really, because all the guys that I liked, already mentioned. Jai Arrow. It's all just about Arrow. He's pretty good.
Couple from me, a couple of notables. Paul Gallen, he got 62. His best score of the year. James Fisher-Harris, after his good performance, solid performance last week, backed it up with a 52 this week, made 67k. James Maloney, while his score wasn't great, he made 50k. Jade Rom had his best game, 59 points. And Andrew McCulloch, again, 62. Would have been good enough to get in the Apples last week, but another solid performance from him this week.
Scored another try? Or?
Yeah, he did get another try.
Yeah,
best player at the Broncos by far.
Yeah.
Okay, Dirty Spuds. Who were the dirtiest of Dirty Spuds this week? Actually, this week there wasn't a whole lot of really low scores from the guys who played sort of. I think I put together if you played more than 30 minutes, I counted you.
Yeah, some of those guys only come off the bench in the last minute.
Yeah, so I didn't count any of those guys. So the number one dirty spud this week was Joey Manu. Excuse me.
Okay, fair enough.
He got 5 points in 31 minutes. Yeah, he got injured, but it was with the try as well. So he got a try in those 5 points. And then got an arm injury or something and had to go off. So I'm giving it to him this week.
Yeah, fair enough.
Number two's got an A. He's been a regular at the Tigers, the regular starting 9. He played half the game. He's in 8% of teams, and he only got a 7.
Didn't he have a HIA as well?
Yeah. Yeah. And now he's dropped.
Yeah.
So
like we thought he would be anyway.
Yeah.
At some point.
Number 3, actually, I counted this guy only played 9 minutes, but I put him in here because his ownership's massive. As Adam Dewey, 9 points in 9 minutes was good point per minute.
South looked way better when he came on.
Yeah,
it's not just because of him, because they were actually changing the game and throwing the ball around.
Yeah.
But
so he gets a mention only because he's in 22% of teams, and a 9's not good enough.
Yeah,
but you're probably expecting that anyway. He actually made money, but I think he's just selling.
Yeah, you'd have to sell him. Yeah.
Number 4, Kevin Nagama, surprisingly in 8.7% of teams, and he got a 10.
Yeah,
6 missed tackles, 1 error. Wright from the Eagles, number 5, 13. That's with a try assist. He missed a few tackles and an error. Tui Lolahia from the Tigers. It's number 6, 13. He's the 3rd Tiger.
Yeah.
In a winning team. In a barely penalised game.
Yeah.
It's pretty poor from that, I reckon. And he had no demerits.
Yeah, he just doesn't really do much.
So now he's dropped too. Number 7, Akila Yawate.
He's a regular.
He's a regular. 3 weeks in a row for Akila Yawate, cementing his spot as a very dirty spud.
He needs tries.
Yeah. He's lost 180k in the last few weeks.
Yeah, but no one should have bought him.
Didn't he get 100 last year?
Yeah, but it was probably off the back of 3 or 4
I
tries.
think it was, but anyway, it's fallen.
It'll probably happen again.
Yeah. Number 8, Trent Hodkinson from the Sharks, 13 points, 4 missed tackles. He got no kick meters. Chad Townsend did 100% of the kicking, which I find strange. And they got flogged.
Really?
They got flogged by the Roosters.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Barely got to their kicks.
Yeah. Number 9, I think he's been in the Spuds 3 times, and I'd just like to mention him. That's Orbison. He played 50 minutes out in the centres.
Yeah, but because he's out in the centre, he really gets the ball.
So, 14 points for him. And rounding out the top 10, another bloke to get dropped on the back of, well, somebody else has come in, but on the back of a poor performance as well. Hoffman, 14. I think he missed.
Josh Hoffman, not Ryan. Yeah.
No, Ryan.
I saw that and I was like, you got the drop. I was like, oh,
Ryan
no.
going quite well. Josh Hoffman, on the other hand, the other Hoffman brother. I think he bombed a couple of tries, didn't he?
Yeah, one at least. You would say he bombed.
Yeah, anyway. And once a cash cow, he's still in 7.3% of teams. Get rid of him. It's an embarrassment. Any notables for you?
Not really Spud. No, I don't. I won't put him in there. It's not fair.
Whisper it to me.
No, I was going to say Gerbo because he
okay.
didn't crack a 50 and...
well, you said he was the only player in your team to lose money this week.
Yeah, he was the only player on my team to lose money. I think it's just because he couldn't play with his brother not there.
True. And what was more annoying is a lot of people put the captain on him.
Yeah,
so he let down.
I did, and I could have given it to Cook or Fafita or Jansen or Arrow. I wouldn't have given it to Arrow, but
a couple of notables from me. There's a couple of unhappy Broncos players. Jack Bird's one of them. So he got 16.
By unhappy, you mean shit.
Yeah, he wants to move back to Sydney if he continues playing centre. So who knows what's going to happen there. He got 16. Adam Elliott, who we mentioned last week, could be a possible.
Oh yeah, he didn't get the minutes.
He got 18 points in 23 minutes, which is all right, but just,
all tackles.
Yeah, just didn't get the minutes. So George Jennings, there's a lot of talk about.
Oh, that's
him
who I
last
was
week.
going to say. George Jennings. Yeah, got to try and still didn't crack 20 points.
Yeah, so everyone's talking about him last week as a possible cash cow.
He's break even, but it's about
Yep.
he won't score tries every week.
14% of teams. Sasai Feki, is it Sasai Feki?
Yeah.
Just make that up. No, it's Feki. Sasai Feki. He's dropped now as well after a shit game.
Yeah.
16. And Lachlan Croker, HIA, 18 points.
Yeah, HIA came back, played it the wrong way, and then went off 5 minutes for another HIA because I think they realised they fucked it up.
They fucked it up. So
Didn't know where he was.
I don't know what's going to happen there, or even if he's going to play this week. He's been named. But
He'll play.
18 points. Yeah, I think he only just got his break even, or yeah, he would have.
Yeah, but it's still because his price hasn't gone that high. His break even's
Because
around
he's
the
shit.
20 mark anyway.
Alright, so that's the golden apples and dirty spots.
Cool.
Okay, now we are cracking into ins and outs.
And stuff.
Cool.
Ins and outs and stuff.
Alright, game number 1, Thursday evening game. The Rabbits and the Roosters.
Yeah, Roosters home game. Roosters are unchanged after a convincing win, so
Nice.
Manu's obviously right to start again, even though he went off injured.
Yeah.
Not much to say about that, really.
There's a couple of blokes at work. all my stories start with a couple of blokes at work.
Because they're not real.
Fans of each team, absolute pure hatred of each other, just because of their football teams. So it should make to a good start for the round. These two teams kicking off. Reece Robinson finally made the try last week.
Yeah, he got all his points, and then basically in the last 5 minutes, he got an intercept where he nearly ran the length.
Yeah.
I thought he was meant to be fast. I was told he was fast. He used to be fast. He got run down pretty easily though.
12 years
So.
ago. But that'll see kick-offs and price rises
Yeah, for a few weeks.
finally. So I know you're
Yeah,
excited.
he needs to back it up with another big one just to really
Yep.
get it going.
Break even 6 now.
Cool.
Ryan Madison, we mentioned, he's been averaging. He's got an average of 50, but if you take away the games with tries,
Yeah, he scored a lot of tries.
closer to 40 average, so probably a no-go if you're looking there.
He's getting more tries than Cordner, which I'm surprised about because Cordner is usually one of those tries that one of those guys who gets some tries.
I think Cooper Cromp's directing traffic different ways, and so Keary, possibly.
Yeah, usually they go around. Yeah, fair enough.
Jake Friend, with 20. He's dropped off the planet after the first 3 rounds.
Minutes, just
Yeah.
spent a lot of minutes on the bench. Don't
4
know
missed
why.
tackles.
I think it's just the coach trying to probably send a bit of a message to the people. Keep his middle fresh.
He's got such a strong squad, like you can afford to take one person out for a little bit if they're not going that well.
Yeah, and Victor Radley's been playing well off the bench too, so
Yep.
that's where all his minutes went.
SST and Napa had good games for a change, and they're in around 6% of teams each.
Not most.
Napa's break-even's 23, but he's very inconsistent, so just wouldn't.
Well, it doesn't even start every week because they're still figuring out which forwards they want to start.
We'll try a bit of a quieter game, but no penalties. Well done. Good
Yeah.
job. Okay, and that's all I got for Roosters.
He'll have a big one this week.
They will.
He will.
He will.
He'll want to show off. He's a new Greg Inglis, so he wants to prove that he's
Oh,
better
yeah.
than
He's come up against GI. Okay, South.
South, yeah. Kennar's back in. So a lot of people who had him will be happy. So Heimel Hunt drops out and Dango Guy moves back to the centres.
Yeah, I'm certainly happy that Kenner's back. Although he was of his hold anyway, but
Yeah.
break even -1. Just need some price rises so we can punt him and move on. Burgess another week off,
Yeah.
which is really good for Nichols, who did quite well.
Yeah,
last week.
he came on when they were defending a lot, made a lot of tackles early on,
Yep.
and then ran the ball a fair bit. So he got more minutes than usual, and he should this week as well.
Yeah.
But beyond that, don't get too excited.
No, so he should get another good price rise this week and
Yeah.
maybe a hold for a couple more weeks.
Question marks about Cam Murray though.
Yeah, that's what I've heard as well.
There's apparent stories that he didn't finish a training session with a bit of a hamstring niggle, but I mean, it could just be a reporter getting excited, to be honest.
Yeah.
Probably had diarrhea and had to go to the toilet.
Diarrhea.
No, I mean, that's why I didn't finish training.
Okay.
Just had to run off.
Strange thing to say. Keep an eye on late mail. Damien Cook.
I think that'll be there, but
Damien Cook. I just want to mention him. Probably a good captaincy option this week.
yeah,
I suppose if you don't want to go Gerbo again or too scared to go Kim Smith.
he's been a fairly consistent scorer, but
Yeah.
I mean, captaincy options are always a bit of a guess.
Yep. Walker. Katie Walker bounced back after a dreadful 19 last week with a 50 odd this week.
Yeah, but that's off the back of a try and a try assist, I would think.
Still had quite a
Late
few.
in the
5
game.
errors.
Yeah, 2 right at the end of the game that cost them a chance of
Yeah.
attacking towards the end.
But I think as a half you could do worse.
He scored most of that 50 when Reynolds went off at the end.
That's the next person I was going to talk about. Reynolds 32
Yeah.
in 71 minutes. And yeah, as we mentioned, was Dwayne came on for the last 9, and that's when they actually Jay the try and started to come back against the Dragons.
Well, they were well behind, so they had to throw the ball around,
That's all I got. Oh,
which they
that,
will be again this week.
Tavita Totola. He got a few more minutes too with Burgess out. He's in 22% of teams, and which is the third most for the Rabbits, and he's making a little bit of cash. So he's still a hold for now. Anything else there?
Nah, Roosters by a few.
Yeah, Roosters. I can't wait. I think this will be the match of the round.
Well, I don't know.
It's a shame that Burgess.
Yeah,
isn't
without
playing.
Sam Burgess there, it loses a bit of that excitement, but still be good.
And Crichton playing against his future team. So interesting to see how he goes. Okay, Friday night, 6 p.m. game. Storm and the Newcastle Knights.
Yeah, Melbourne Storm, only one major change. Riley Jacks is in for Brodie Croft. And they've named Kenny Bromwich at lock again and Glasby on the bench. They switched around at kickoff last week. But
So everyone's pre-season, everyone's favourite mid-range half that we thought would be a gun.
yeah,
Dropped. Gone.
hopeless.
But they're still quite young. So.
Pick him up later in the season when he's a base price rookie.
No, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see how Riley Jacks
He's going to
goes.
get traded out at the end.
So he played in round 1, Riley Jacks, got 35 with a try.
Yep.
He's only 423, but I'd just wait and see.
He doesn't strike me as a big kicker. So
No.
these are all good signs for Cam Smith, I would think.
Yeah,
And
that's done.
without Croft there and Stimson starting on the bench, who's going to kick the goals? Is Cam Smith going to start kicking again, or are they going to let someone else have a crack?
Might put the captain on this one. I hope he's not watching. Cause
I wouldn't go that far. I think last week was... Yeah, who knows? But they're playing the Knights too. So hard.
Yeah. Do we want to talk any more about Cam Smith? He was
Nah.
probably the second biggest story, other than.
No, we
Croft
know
being
he's a good
dropped.
player. I mean, everyone just found out again that he's still alright.
Did it with a quad strain, but still at 269 kick metres. We talked about Bromwich, easily his best game of the year. 5 tackle bus, 146 metres.
Yeah.
It's 18% of teams, so people still holding on to him. And with that score last week,
Yeah.
still holding.
Nelson Asafa Solomona was a bit disappointing for people that had him.
So last week we told everyone
was-
to hold the Storm players. I think he's a sell. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's a sell.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, he's alright. I don't know why he didn't score well, but
Yeah. I think his cash making days are gone, so, and he's not a keeper, so.
fair enough.
Move on.
Brutal, but fair enough.
He only played 35 minutes, and that I think that's going to just be similar every week. So, if I had a bloke playing 35 minutes,
Yeah, I suppose with Cassiano there as well now, so they've got all forwards on the bench.
Yep. Munster, I think he's as a half a really good prospect. 659k, break in 49. So
Still, until their attack starts clicking a bit.
yeah,
They still didn't look great last week.
Yeah. He went well last week.
Well, I lost.
7 tackle bust.
They couldn't score more than 10 points.
Yeah, he's just to keep an eye on for me, for Munster. Nice.
Yeah, the Knights, Barnett's out suspended for 2 weeks, I think, or a week. And Jacob Saifidi comes in and starts on the bench. So Daniel Saifidi starts at lock and Herman Esiesi starts at lock. I say Saifidi at prop. Is that it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So no Barnett. To be fair, he's been pretty crap this fantasy season.
Yeah, I think the big winner in all that is Slade Griffin because he'll drop to lock when Daniel Levi comes on.
We did last week as well, but
Yeah.
they still only played 60 minutes last week.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's going to be a big winner out of that, maybe.
I think he will. Because Herman Esiesi won't play huge minutes.
Yeah. But Slade Griffin's break-even's 34 now, so there's not a whole lot more money to make there. But
There is. He's still got a 50 in him.
but he's still a hold anyway, so...
Yeah.
We talked about Fitzgibbon, but he's really inconsistent before he's 77. He got 23 and 38, so wouldn't go there.
Yep.
Pearce finally got his first score over 50 with his best game in a win over the Broncos.
Still wouldn't touch him.
I'll keep an eye on him because he's under. Is he under? Yeah, he's just under 700k now.
My only problem with his form and the Knights' form at the moment is people are still talking about him for Origin.
Oh dear.
And it's like, yeah, exactly. Just stop.
Well, yeah.
It's not like it's clear he's injured.
And Aiden Guerra, he's averaging 52, very consistent. Only one score below 50, but he's only in 2.46% of teams.
He's got a few tries in there, I think.
740 grand, so I think he's not an elite sort of player, but
Yeah, I think the problem with Aiden Guerra is his form for all of last year.
yeah.
If he starts playing like that again, you don't want him in your team.
I don't know if he will, but there's just the second row is jam packed full stars, so that's 740k.
Yeah, there's plenty of other better options around.
Yep.
I suppose I should mention Kalen Ponga is the best fullback in fantasy at the moment, and if you didn't have him at the start,
Yeah.
just stop.
Just stop. I think that's exactly what you said last week.
Yeah,
Well done. Ponga. Oh, that's it.
yeah, that's it. I think.
Where you going? You got to. Well, I'm going Storm.
Yeah, I'll go Storm.
I don't think Riley Jacks is going to do much.
No, I don't think they need him to.
But I think they're going to win, and everyone will be talking about how everything's changed in the halves, and he'll end up keeping his spot for a while. So
Yeah,
I'm going Storm.
I think it's going to be a pretty crappy game.
I don't know about crappy, but I'm going Storm.
I think they'll struggle. They'll struggle to put the Knights away, but they'll beat them with like a late sort of try.
No, I disagree.
They'll win by half a dozen.
I think they won't struggle to put the Knights away, and they'll win by more than a dozen.
Fair enough.
Okay, this is the Friday night game. Dragons and Sharks battle of the Sydney South region.
Yeah. The South Sydney,
Yeah.
Sydney South, Southern Derby, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Dragons have got Luciano Leilua was out, and so Selly comes back in.
17% of teams or something still.
Yeah, but the Dragons are playing well, obviously. But
Yeah.
they're all playing well across the park.
I don't
which
have much
is,
to say about the Dragons. It's just like,
you pretty much can't bring any of them in because they're all taking points off each other at this point.
Jack DeBellin, top score last week with 51, which was actually his best score since round one.
But it's not huge, is it?
No one scored huge for the Dragons last week. Vaughan was slightly down. He's of late with his lowest score of 36. They're all holds though, and the Dufties and Widdups have come back down because they didn't score a heap of tries last week, did they?
No, they didn't.
Against the Rabbits.
Yeah, they struggled to get possession in the second half.
Yeah.
It was a pretty strange game where the first half they had all the possession and the second half they had none. It sort of impacted on their ability to score.
Aiken in the centres, really good option, but
Been scoring a lot of tries
Yeah,
though, so
paying a lot of money for him. So.
yeah.
That's all I got for the Dragons. Sharks.
Yeah. Sharks, few changes.
Yeah.
Josh Dugan's back in. Edric Lee's back in. Kurt Dillon on the bench. And out goes Ramian, Feki and Seguiaro.
Yeah.
Which is strange because so now they've got no utilities sort of backup hooker on the bench.
Yep.
So I imagine Brayley would get 80 minutes.
Yep. We played 70 minutes last week. Had his best game, 46. He's a good one to keep an eye on if he keeps playing 80.
Yeah.
His break even's 27 this week. I think his price is around 500, so it's not great value, but keep an eye on.
Yeah. All the rest, I mean, there's not too much. Matt Moylan stays at fullback,
Yeah, he went alright. He looked fairly
which is
dangerous.
his position. Like,
Yeah.
he should just leave him there.
48 last week.
So Josh Dugan in the centres.
I've been surprised how consistent Townsend's been. He's got an average of 45.
Yeah.
Not to look at buying.
And like you said, he did all the kicking last week.
Well, that's right. We mentioned Fafita and Gallon. Both ran for over 175 metres. Gallon's possibly bottomed out now. 715k.
Yeah, but did you really want him?
I don't know. I'll keep an eye on him. I don't think his price is 715k.
Doesn't matter.
Break even 43.
The reason
Still
why
be-
his price went down so far.
Yeah. He won't play 70. He played 70 minutes last week. He won't play that every week. But that's what I mean. Keep an eye on it if he does.
He looks old. He's playing like an old guy.
Anyway, I'm just saying keep an eye on him. I don't have anything else for
Yeah.
Sharks. Not looking forward to
Kurt Dillon, the rookie there, he's forward, front rower, and put up some big numbers last year in the ISP. Was in their team of the year.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, I wrote it down too.
Oh, please do
He
tell.
averaged like 32 tackles a game and 145 run meters, which would work out at 46 in base stats alone.
In how many minutes?
Well, that's just for the season. His season average.
So he would have averaged 60 minutes, I reckon.
Yeah, he would have been big minutes. That's the problem. So I'm about to get to that.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I don't see him getting a lot of minutes at all off the bench, especially with Fafita playing as many as he has been prior and Gallon. He looks like a good option on the bench, but I don't see him getting the minutes to make it worthwhile.
Could be a good point per minute player, but
Yeah, keep an eye on him, but
yeah, will do. I wasn't going to before.
yeah, just mention it.
All right, that's it for that game. Who you going?
Dragons,
Yeah,
comfortably.
Dragons. I'm not going comfortably, but I'm going Dragons.
Did they play the Sharks already this year?
I feel they may have, but I
Yeah.
don't.
Dragons getting a soft start to the season.
No, I think this will be close to because it's the derby. I think it'll be a good battle. Not a pretty one, but it'll be close.
Grubby, yeah.
Yeah, it's the Saturday early game over at Mount Smart, the Warriors and the Broncos.
Yep. Top of the table Warriors take an unchanged side in.
Yep.
So Mattering's still on the bench.
Yep.
Didn't get huge minutes last week. Obviously easing him back into the team.
57 minutes, 33.
Yeah, but
Break even 70. He's still like over 800 grand, so you want him to drop it quite considerably
yeah.
and hope that he
Well, when he was at his best, he's pretty much an 80-minute player.
Yeah. But their forward pack's going so well. It's
Yeah.
organised quite well. I don't know if it's going to happen this year. It might. It probably will.
Don't think so, no.
Isaac Luke, top scorer last week. 68, looking like not a bad option.
Yeah.
And because Tavanga's really not playing hooker, he's playing big minutes in the middle.
Yeah.
Isaac Luke could keep playing 80.
Yeah, a lot of good signs for a lot of the Warriors players. Suppose it's off the back of good wins though, so see if they can keep that up.
Yeah. Harris, 57 last week, keeper. 53 for Johnson, relatively quietish game, keeper. RTS, I don't know what's going on. He backed up his 14 last week with a 24, I think.
Yeah, but that's because they're winning. Field position's good. He doesn't have to run the ball back as far.
His price is in free fall, so but if you've got him to hold.
Yeah.
That's all we got from them.
Yeah, not much to say about the Warriors. Playing well.
Yep.
Anthony Gelling on the bench got like a minute.
Well, we thought
He just takes up a
we
bench
thought
spot.
Lee Sow might come back in for him, but
I'm glad he didn't.
no, loophole. Okay,
Broncos. Alex Glenn's back. So Overchich drops out and Jaden Seward drops back to the bench.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty standard lineup for them.
McCulloch is an elite keeper. That's about it.
Yeah, McCulloch's probably their best player. Tavita Pangai Jr. came back in with a mid-30s.
High 30s.
High 30s. They upgraded him, I suppose.
Hold.
Yeah,
but he's not going to get.
But that's all you get out of him. That's the thing. Like, if you're expecting him to hit another big 60 or something, that's not what you're going to get.
Break even 26, so
You still got some few price rises. Same with Lodge.
it's very similar to Lodge. Break even 24.
Yeah.
1 or 2 more weeks.
Jermaine Osako, there's been some talk about people getting rid of him, and I would say don't. I would say he still kicks for them. He hasn't scored any tries. He's a winger who hasn't scored a single try, which is how wingers usually score most of their points. So I just hang on to him. Like, you might do a Reece Robinson from last week and get one good score, and then he'll kick off some price rises. So
no, he's already like mid 300s. He needs a decent score.
Well, his break even's still only like 20 something, 22 or something.
Yeah. Milford, thanks to his big score, 40, he's averaging 49 now, just very up and down. And then we'll see him. He should crack 700k next week. Well done if you had him last week, and if he got you the win. I'm not dirty about it or anything.
Yeah.
And Maguire, it was pretty ordinary last week. 32 was his lowest of the year. Break even is 53. He's in 10% of teams, but he's a hold.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Not really. I wouldn't really look at too many of the Broncos.
No.
They're a bit inconsistent at the moment.
Yeah.
And
I don't hate Milford, but it's just a bit of a roller coaster with him.
yeah, he's so inconsistent. He'll have a good game or a good 20 minutes and then do nothing. And
but Nick
he throws a lot of forward passes, gets away with it too.
I think Nick Kareem's been like pretty quiet this year. Like last year when they were playing together, it was sort of a bit more even. They were doing a bit more work, 50% sharing the work, 50-50. But
well, they really need Milford to stand up and just run the team. Because I don't think Nick Kareem is that sort of style.
No. Okay. We're going
Warriors.
Yeah. I think I'll probably run away with it in the end.
I say Darius Boyd looks pretty shit this year too.
I don't reckon he looks shit all the time.
Just needed to say it.
Like an Australian fullback, but still looks shit.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, what did you make of the Nathan Brown?
Big A little head.
Wayne Bennett.
Who cares?
Fight through the week. Not much.
No, it's like, who really cares?
I think it's good. It's probably people say it's not setting a good example or anything as a coach, but Wayne Bennett can dish it out. Surely he can take it as well.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. There's all this talk about whether the Knights were ruined by Wayne Bennett when he left and whatever.
Yeah.
But the thing that people keep forgetting is that Nathan Brown didn't take over from Wayne Bennett. He took over from Rick Stone. So you can't just give Wayne Bennett all the credit for dishing out a shit team when there was someone else there who had the chance to turn it around in between.
At that time, I don't think the Knights could have been turned around.
No, probably not, but
anyway.
I think people need to just move on.
Like we are about to now, and move on to the Cowboys-Bulldogs game.
Yep, Lachlan Coote's back. So David Bowen's out because he's been copping a bit in the face and in the head recently. So Hampton shifts to the centres.
Yeah, which is really good.
Not for David Bowen, but...
yeah, not for David Bowen. Hold on, I've got some notes on this.
On Ben Hampton?
Yeah.
Trap.
Well, that's the thing. He's made a bit of money already, 100k in the last couple of weeks.
No one's got him, do they?
He's in 7.3% of teams.
They would have brought him in when he had that one big week.
Yeah. So, there's still some price rises to come because he's break even 0, but moving to centre is probably not great for his scores.
Nah.
So, he's good if you've got him, but he's not a buy by any means. Okay. Yeah. That's all the only notes I had on him.
Oh, I thought you had like something exciting.
No, I just needed to turn the page.
Not much else to say about...
Taumalolo. Yeah. I think... So, we were talking last week about the guns, Cam Smith, Taumalolo. Taumalolo's in 36% of teams, which is way more than Cam Smith now. And surprises me because he seemed like a more urgent sell. Because his minutes, he's not getting minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, he had that okay last game, but he played 70 minutes or so last week. But in all other games, he's averaging sort of 40 to 50 minutes. So I would have thought he would be a more urgent sell. Because his impact.
Yeah, he's in free fall, his prices.
His impact, he just doesn't have the impact this week. Other than the 10 tackle busts in round 1, he's had 8 tackle busts in the following 4 rounds together. So, and virtually no offloads this year.
I think teams would obviously they knew for a while that he's such a good runner, but they're putting extra players in just to tackle him. And
do you sell him now? He's in 36% of teams. He's lost 100 grand.
Oh man, yeah, probably.
I say yes.
I mean, I wouldn't have held him this long, to be honest.
No, either will.
With the scores he's been putting out, but
yes, that when we talked about.
But there's no reason why I can't turn around in a week.
Yeah.
Same as Cam Smith did. Because the Cowboys aren't playing good either.
Yeah.
Got Thurston in the halves, not doing much. And
I don't know. Even with what's his name out, who got the injury? The new bloke.
Oh, McLean.
Yeah, McLean. So he wasn't there last week, but he still only played 46 minutes. Tamalolo.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not liking it. I'm not happy. I'm not happy though. Anyway, he's a sell for me. That's all I've got. Thurston, all I said was a sell last week. I didn't sell him. And he's just going to I'm going to hold him for a little bit.
Well, the thing is, he can always turn it around.
Yeah, it was a little bit more promising last week because he didn't miss as many tackles.
As long as he doesn't cop a shoulder injury, if you're right.
So, I think if they return to their winning ways, I think Thurston will more likely bounce back than Tamalolo. Anyway.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of concern about Thurston's form at the moment. And this happens at the start of the season with some players, just depending on how their pre-season went and whether they get off to a good start or not. So I wouldn't panic.
Against the Bulldogs, I think there could be some points for Thurston, hopefully.
Oh, no, I think it'll be a shitty, boring game.
Okay, that's all I got for the Cowboys.
Yeah, the Bulldogs are unchanged. So they took a pretty poor performance and they've decided to stick with them. Josh Jackson got off his suspension, so he's free to play. Yeah. And there's not a lot to get excited about with that team at the moment.
JMK 38 last week, which was quite good.
Yeah, but
a few more price rises.
Still hardly gets the ball.
Yeah, that's the problem. I think if they start experimenting a bit more and letting him have a bit more sort of free sort of play, they might. Who knows?
Like in their attacking 20, he barely gets the ball. Kieran Foran took a few runs, got tackled, and instead of doing a quick play out to like Marshall King, they just kept pounding the forwards up the middle until Foran got into position again. It's just like frustrating to watch.
That's been the Bulldogs' game plan for.
They're very predictable in attack, so they're going to struggle to score points too.
But JMK's missed tackles improved last week, which is good. So RFM 37, his break even's 34 now, so he hasn't got much more price rises.
Yeah, people were excited, but off the back of the early try in round 1.
Well, he's made his money now. He's made over 200k. So probably.
But yeah, so he doesn't look like he's going to be keeper though.
And Leisha played his second 80-minute game. After his 58 last week, he got 42 this week. Yeah. Break even 28 as a hold. If you've still got him, he's not that many teams. He looks
unfit.
He looks big. Like
yeah.
Just wondering if
he looked tired.
Did he eat Des Haslam?
No, that's a bit rough. Woods and Clown got big minutes and didn't do much with them. So,
but anyway, he's not a buy. Leisha's not a buy.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy any of the Bulldogs. Yeah. If you don't have them, don't bother.
I'm going Cowboys.
Having said that, oh man, this is going to be a horrible, boring game. Yeah, I think Cowboys.
I don't think it will be.
I reckon Cowboys will get home in a golden point after it's like 4-4.
No, I'm thinking there's going to be 50 points in this game.
Oh. What? Colin Hess will get 5 tries.
You're saying less than 10 points. I'm saying more than 50 points.
Wait, somewhere in the middle.
Put in the comments what you think.
No, I reckon it'll be like a 12-10 or something rubbish like that. And not because of good defence, but just because of drop ball and just rubbish attack.
I'm going Cowboys. Who are you going? Cowboys?
Yeah, Cowboys.
Okay, let's move on. Canberra Parramatta. Ooh, not a pretty game.
Yeah. Raiders have got Jack Whiten back in, Blake Austin and Papali with Oldfield out, Williams out injured, and Liam Knight dropped as well.
Liam Knight dropped. Someone at work was talking about him. I was quietly thinking, are you serious?
Oh, to bring him in?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. But yeah, so Kotrick moves back to the wing, and he should play fullback. They should just get rid of Jack Whiten altogether. And he looks like a fullback.
So obviously
Plays
there's some cloud surrounding Jack Whiten.
Oh, he's got a court appearance, yeah.
Yeah. So
For a nightclub incident.
they always go well. So Kotrick played fullback last week, got 40.
Yeah.
So I reckon if Whiten is out for any amount of time and Kotrick gets the fullback spot, I think he's not a bad option because he's dual position as well. So.
Yeah. Who knows?
His break even's 39. Just I like that D.
That's a lot of ifs though. It's got to with
yeah.
Whiten being in or out.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
like to follow the team changes there, but
Keep an eye on.
Havili's going well still.
Yeah, well, he benefited from all the HIAs last week and Hingano getting.
No, that's right.
knocked
Hingano
out,
played like 5 minutes.
Yeah, so 46 last
I
week,
remembered none of it.
which is going to be good for Havili because he'll get a couple more price rises.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't expect him to play 70 odd minutes again.
The big surprise for me for the Raiders has been Dunamis Louis.
Yeah,
If you picked him up base price,
made a bit.
he's made quite a bit, quietly ticking along
Yeah.
off the bench. But when he's come on, he's been solid.
Yeah.
So
Which he really hasn't in past years. He hasn't really got that much.
he hasn't got the minutes.
Yeah.
Well, he hasn't really got the minutes at Canberra. He's just making the most of it. So
Yeah, good on him.
yeah, if you got him, well done. You wouldn't bring him in now, but not for a bench forward. But
So the two centres started last week for the Raiders, with 2 tries each, Leilu and Croker.
yeah, that won't happen again.
But neither are really a buy. They're both. I think Leilu was in the 400s and Croker's in the 500s, but
Yeah,
they're not buys.
yeah, they're no good.
Rapana, 7% of teams. After he got 17 and 13 the last couple of weeks, and then he got a 33
Yeah.
following his 250s at the start of the year. He's obviously, if you got him, you're going to know that he's up and down like that, so he's a hold.
Most of those 7%, I would say, are Supercoach players. Because he's always a Supercoach guy.
Yeah. But he's a hold if you got him because he could punch out a 90 next week.
He won't, but good luck with that.
Against the Parramatta team, I don't know. Anyway.
We're moving on to Parramatta.
Yeah, let's move on.
Against the Parramatta team with Clinton Gutherson in it. And Bevan
This
French.
is exciting.
Evans is back in as well. So Will Smith's out, Josh Hoffman, and Nathan Brown with an ankle
So
injury. He's out 2 weeks.
This is the fancy gods having a little chuckle. Gets his good stores, gets his best score of the year, 75. Looked like he fired up the forward pack, got the bit of a life back into the Parramatta team, and then gets injured and is ruled out for a couple of weeks. So, which is it's particularly hard for me because I've got him in my team. But luckily they've got some returning players, and King Gutho, one of them, everyone's favourite footballer, or should be anyway. He hasn't played football for.
Yeah, there's not too much pressure on him, but.
I'm already talking about him being a New South Wales starter for Origin.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, he's a fierce competitor, and he's a player's player. So
he's got a good attitude.
Yeah, it should add some energy and desperation, which is what they need at the moment.
Well, they got desperation. That's what Moses is. Desperate, panicking, desperate attack.
But Gutho can turn that into a bit of energy.
More enthusiasm and less panic.
So he's 651k Gutho, so
don't bring him in.
It's a little bit too much, but 1.5% of teams have already got him, so well done. Good luck to you.
Taking a punt.
But yeah, keep an eye on him.
How did you get that much spare cash? To bring in Gutherson?
I think it's people that had him at the start and didn't realise he wasn't playing.
Even so, why would you hold on to him this long?
Because they're not playing.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Penny Terapo starts in the front row. Tepu Maroa starts at lock. And Alvaro's back on the bench.
Yeah.
I think it's a big game for some of these forwards. Without Brown there, who does a lot of work in the middle, it's going to be an opportunity for other players to put their hand up and carry that load. And I think it could be good for the Parramatta Eels.
You reckon?
Yeah. They're forced into actually playing better.
I don't. I think they're going to rely on Gutho so much in this game. Anyway, that's my opinion.
Fair enough.
Have we talked about Canberra? Yeah, we have.
Yeah, we did that home team.
I'll pick him.
Parramatta Eels.
I don't know.
Parramatta Eels.
Pick
I'm actually
Parramatta.
picking them. I know. Only because Canberra's just as crap.
I don't think Gutho's going to spark them enough. No Brown there. I'm going to go Canberra.
No, I think they'll play well. I think off the back of, like I said, some of the other back rowers who have really been coasting in the last few weeks. Without Nathan Brown there, they'll have to make more tackles and do more running, and they'll remember how to play football.
Well, I'll certainly have to.
Yeah. Kenny Edwards will have a big game.
Alright, let's move on. Panthers
Yeah.
and Titans. This will be exciting. This
Yeah,
is the early game on Sunday.
Wonga Blake's out with an injury, so Ellis joins the bench, and Harawira Naira starts in the second row. Isaiah Yeo moves to centre.
For me, the biggest story is James Fisher Harris.
Yeah,
Last couple of weeks have been really solid.
played really well at
65%.
lock.
Workhorse, 199k, break even 3. Still quite cheap. If you want to trade, I think he's a buy.
Yes. Yeah, same as last week. Yes,
He's not a
but
must-have. He's not a must-have.
there's obviously going to be some long-term question marks about him with the way the Panthers forward pack works, and they've got a few players out as well.
But they're starting to win games, so it always helps as well.
Yeah,
To hold your position.
like Merrin looks like he's going to be a prop for a while now, and not that should fill in on the excitement because he doesn't get any minutes.
He dropped another 30k. Yeah, he only played low 40 minutes. Well, he's played low 40 minutes in the last 3 games. There's a sell for more if you've got him.
Yeah, Cade Ellis comes onto the bench.
Tell me about Cade Ellis.
He's a middle forward, sort of plays lock. He played lock last week in the ISP and ran for over 130 metres and made about 40 tackles. So it's good base stat sort of material, but again, I don't see him getting big minutes. And if he does, it's going to take away from guys like Fisher Harris. If he does come on, I imagine Fisher Harris might go to the edge and spell Harawira Naira or kick out for a bit, just to have a break. But beyond that, I don't see a lot. So they've got a couple of rookies on the bench, Penrith. They've got Wade Egan in there as well. And someone has to go on the field, surely. They have to get some minutes.
Yeah.
Unless it's all going to be Merrin. So Merrin might get a boost in minutes this week as well.
I think
Like I said, it's hard to predict Penrith.
Dean Farrow
Yeah.
get
Forward pack.
ACL or something.
And that's if they stick with that team by kick-off, which
Yeah.
they haven't at all this
Sorry,
year.
Dean
Really.
Farrow. I hope you don't.
Don't jinx players.
But. James Maloney, so back to reality with 26, 12 missed tackles. We were talking about his tackling before, how he just
Comes
it
out
just
and
comes out and
tries to Kodanger people.
yeah, and then bounces off. There's a missed tackle. So
Which it hurts his score, but it's going to happen every week. He's going to give up a lot of missed tackles. The only hope is that he cuts the number in half,
yeah,
and it's a lot of points to be given away.
they just So as long as they keep the ball, as long as they've got the ball, he's not having to make tackles.
He still made 50 something.
Yeah, made 50k. His break even's 0. I'm not sure if he's a buy still. If you haven't got him already, borderline.
The longer you don't have him, the less he is to bring in. Like the less urgent,
Yeah.
because you're missing out on money that he's already made, and he's not putting up huge scores. So
He might. Well, if he puts up one,
you're only bringing him in for cash.
yeah, I think he might have another 100k in him, but which is maybe not a trade in if you haven't got him. I don't know.
He'll
Borderline.
not with the 30s, 25s points he's putting
Yeah,
up.
well, he needs one more big one.
Yeah.
That's all I got for the Penrith Panthers.
Yeah. So Titans, in comes Will Matthews and Stockwell on the bench. Ryan James is out, and Hitgrave is out for a week as well.
Obviously, the biggest story, Jai Arrow. Absolutely must have. 669, break even, -10 if you haven't got him. Is it too late?
Yes. But
Yes, it's not too late. No, the answer's no.
well, it's not too late,
It's
but
not.
you've really priced yourself into a corner there. It's going to be so hard to bring him in without sacrificing a gun.
Yeah, definitely. He'll certainly be over 700k next week.
Yeah. If you don't get him this week, you won't be able to afford him.
That's what I'm saying. It's not too
So
late.
this is your last chance.
It's late, but it's not too late. It's very close.
I'm just gloating because I got him last week
Yeah.
before his 99. So if you watched the show last week and you took our advice and held on to Cam Smith and picked up Jai Arrow,
Had a
then
good week.
yeah, you know, you're going well. Yeah.
Unless.
And if you didn't, then why are you watching the show, really?
Nothing else to do. Cartwright still has 30% of owners, so he didn't actually drop that many owners as I thought. But he did, obviously, Will Matthews dropped off, so he did play some bigger minutes than we thought he
Yeah,
might.
he came on and made a big impact straight away with a try assist and some good play, and then proceeded to do nothing for the second half.
So he did lose money last week, and his break even's 31. So I think he's still a sell, but it's not not super urgent now.
No, it is.
Because he could quite easily play that many minutes again.
No.
Well, wait for Leighton Mail. Will Matthews might drop off again.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
He's a sell, but I don't know if it's that urgent.
It's not.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
He's going to lose money. He doesn't have money in him. He's not going to score points.
He's not making money, so yeah.
Well, why do you have him?
Well, that's what I mean. 30% of teams do.
It's the same as Dewey. It's like if you've got guys sitting on the bench who are just going to leak money,
Yeah.
you just can't afford it.
Okay. Cool. Go. Oh. Oof. Who you going? I might ask you. I might get your. Maybe mine.
Well, I think I will go Panthers. But it'll be one of those weird games where one team gets a big lead and the other team sort of runs it down or tries to.
Yeah, I actually agree with you there. I don't know.
So there'll be spells in the game where there's points either way. But I think Panthers will get home. No Ryan James or Willie Hurt their forward pack.
Yeah, good point. You've swayed me out to the Panthers, no Ryan James. But they got Jai Arrow. Parrot that.
Let's not carry away. Let's not get carried away. He's not going to put on 99 again.
The Arrow. Alright, move on. One more game to go.
Yep, final game of the round.
Be a good one, maybe. Manly and Tigers.
Back at Lotto Land, Tom Trbojevic is back in. Brad Parker, who was a laid out last week, is on the wing. So the two Wrights are out. Matt Wright and Jonathan Wright are both out.
That can't be right.
Winstein's been dropped back to the bench, and Jack Gajewski is starting on the edge.
How do you say his name?
Gajewski,
Gajewski.
something like that.
So I was actually going to talk about him as a keep an eye on, because he's only 264k. It looks like he's got Ciro's right edge. Played 52 minutes last week for only 22 points though, so not massive points per minute.
Yeah.
But I read a good article this morning from Renegade Analytics. So shout out to him if you want to check out that. You can get his page or follow him on Twitter. Because it was everything I was going to talk about, but we'll wait and see.
Yeah, well, obviously, if he puts a few good performances in, I think everyone will jump on board.
Turbo returns after his 80 odd and a week off from his ankle injury, break even 26.
Yep.
709k. So if you're in the market for a wing fullback, I think that's not terrible.
Yeah.
Could do worse. But he's obviously had a past full of ankle injuries, so it could happen again. So keep an eye on them. They tend to happen again. Gerbo, we mentioned, had his worst game, and it hurt because he put a captain on him. Appy, average of 54. He got 53 last week. And his break even's 50, so he's pretty much priced right.
Yep.
750k. Still not a bad option in halves. And DCE is the premium option, however.
Yeah, if you could have afforded him, he's pretty pricey at the moment.
$850.
It's going to be hard to bring him in. He's obviously the gun half.
And he'll still be going up because after that 91, his break even's down to 30 odd. So if you haven't got him or you're not going to get him this week, you probably won't be able to get him for 10 weeks or so.
Yeah, this is as cheap as he's going to be.
Until he comes right back down, which could be waiting all season for.
Yeah.
That's all I've got.
Yeah, hopefully Gerbo will play better with his brother there.
Yeah.
To link up with in the middle.
They love it.
It looked like he was heartbroken or something in the middle.
They'll play with each other.
Yeah. And Lachlan Croker, his scores have been average. He's had a lot of HIAs and not getting a lot of attacking stats. But I would probably hang on to him for a bit longer. Same as Osako. I mean, all it takes is one decent score and it'll kick off a bit more price rise.
Yeah, because they're so cheap, they don't have massive break-evens anyway. So
as long as you can fit him in your reserves and not play him, your substitutes or whatever they're called, and just hang on to him for a bit.
Yep.
Tigers have made a few changes. Lola Here's been dropped. Peter Godine's out. Russell Packer's out. And so Nofaluma comes back in on the wing. Thompson moves to fullback. Josh Reynolds is named as a utility on the bench. And Suaso Sue is on the bench as well.
Quite a few changes.
So little starting at hooker.
Can only really guess how Reynolds is going to fit in to the team picture, fit into the picture coming off the bench.
They'll just,
I don't think it's going to affect any fantasy relevant players anyway. So
I think Benji Marshall moved to hooker. Benji Marshall can do anything. I'll move him to hooker and Reynolds will play.
I mean, I'd like to see Little as an 80-minute player just to see how he goes, but I don't think he will be. Alex Twal replacing Packer. Twal's a pretty good player. Good point per minute player. Just over 1. He's been playing around 40 minutes off the bench, so I'd be interested to see if he gets more minutes starting. He's 600 grand, so he's not by by any means. I'm just saying he's a good player.
Yeah.
That's it. Oh, Thompson.
Thompson's still good. I think he's been playing well.
Yeah. But moving back to fullback, he's been going all right, getting some good scores off the wing anyway. So I don't know. It should help him a little bit, but
should get more run meters.
Break even 23. So I don't know if he's got a heap more price rises. He's got a few probably.
He does. He'll put up 40 something this week, easy.
Yeah, cool. He's certainly keeping his way more.
Yeah, he's not a sell by any stretch.
That's all I got. Who you picking?
Lotto Land, I'll tip Manly.
Yeah,
like usual.
I think
the back of their forwards.
And we talked. The Tigers' defence has been winning them games. So, but I agree.
I don't think they'll keep it up.
I think Manly for mine as well.
And without Paco too, there's a bit of punch in the middle.
A punch from one of their leaders.
Yeah.
That's all I got. That's it. You got any more?
No, let's
wrap it up. Now it's time for Rayner's Reads.
Rayner's Reads.
Cool.
What's
not a lot this week.
I haven't actually got any questions.
Well, there's not many questions that people, besides the usual stuff about which guys should I get rid of, which guys should I bring in. But yeah, so I was looking at cash cows and rookies and that, and there's just none around at the moment.
Yeah.
So if you've got guys that are getting close to their price, I'd still just hang on to them for another week or so.
Yeah.
I'd only fix up urgent problems with actual non-scorers and stuff, and just try and hold trades, because there's not really a lot. If you're going to bring in anyone, obviously Arrow, if you don't have him, try and find a way to bring him in. And if you're looking for elsewhere, if you've already got him or whatever, then someone like Fisher Harris. But beyond that, there's not really a lot of appealing guys, because a lot of the mid-range guys who are making money have already made most of what they're going to make, and a lot of rookies just aren't really performing.
So just waiting for the next standout guys to come along and make money, heap of money.
Yep. So basically, Rayner's Reads for this week is me telling you just to try and save trades. Buy Arrow or save trades.
Yeah, fair enough.
And my trades for this week, I'm basically going to save 2 trades and leave my team. Like, I scored 907 last week, so stick with the same 17 who did the job and see if they can do it again.
Yeah,
I'm
in a boat where I've got to find a way to get Arrow now. I can do it. I can upgrade Lodge.
Yeah.
But that means downgrading like a Croker or someone like that. But the problem with that is there's no one to downgrade to. I could go to like Reece Robinson and might make some cash, but I really don't want him in my team.
Unpredictable. Yeah.
I don't want any of these blokes in my team, so I don't know if I'm going to go that way, or I've got Nathan Brown. I don't want to sell him. He's not a sell.
Yeah.
But I may have to justify it to get out.
Well, that's the thing. If you hold on to your trades this week, then maybe one of those guys like Gosiewski puts their hand up and you can bring him in later, next week or whatever. But I wouldn't rush to anything. And certainly if I had someone like Nathan Brown, who's only out for 2 weeks, just hold on to him as well.
Hold. I think, and we mentioned at pre-season that guns and rookies may not be the best strategy.
Nah.
Especially if you end up with rookies that just don't do anything. It's so hard to upgrade.
They are. You've got to think long term with those guys and just try and milk them for as much cash as possible, and then hope that there's someone to downgrade to.
I hope you're in a position where you're still going to make your finals then, because you haven't been putting up massive scores. Obviously, if you got all these crap cash cows. So, but I really want to sort of rebalance my team and get a few more mids on the bench, and I'll use Lone Scout as an example. If you look at his bench, he hasn't got many players that are the base price. Yes, they've all made their money, but he's got a really good balance of sort of mid-ranges that are much easier to upgrade. So if you look at some of these celeb teams that are doing quite well, I think he's coming like top 300 overall.
Yeah, well, he's ahead of me, and I'm in the top 2,000.
Yeah, so if
way ahead of you.
If you're sort of a little bit lost, and just have a look at some of these guys' teams and see how they're doing fantasy.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm thinking I might need to rebalance my bench a little bit, put some more money in the bench, which is not easy. I don't know how I'll do it. But, or even, I've got to get arrow somehow. But I don't know how I'll do it yet. I may even. I don't know.
Tough.
It's tough coming off a loss as well, because obviously I played. He signed with Leeds. LK, he's going quite well. He's 4-0. He's actually going quite well in the Viewers League too, which we might have a look at now.
Yeah,
we'll throw it up. So this is our league. We'll throw that up. Self-destruct. Luke Makepeace is 4-0.
There's 4 teams 4-0.
Rayner's Bludgers 4-0.
Doing well at the top.
Lewis Kellerman signed with Leeds 4-0, posting some good scores, and Tiger Moon, which is I think Jimmy's uncle. Anyway, so he's 4-0. There's a couple of 3-1. I'm 2-1-1.
Draw.
Ugly
draw in there. That's no good.
Top 8 still.
Still in the top 8. Yeah.
But happy with my score last week, 850. Like I said, that was in the top 4 scores or whatever. So. Anyway.
Yeah, we're going to show the bottom half of the table as well.
I'm hoping I might be able to show it all in one shot on my phone.
Fair enough. But yeah, so these are the players at the bottom, basically fighting out for wooden spoon already. I mean, there was talk we might look at some of these teams and see if we can help improve them, but obviously that's a future problem.
Yeah, we might have to pass that through the league commissioner as well, because we don't want to be...
Yeah, we don't want to affect teams,
head to head.
Help them out too much.
Yeah, so we were thinking of maybe
if we've already played them,
doing a fix my team for Bettini brothers, who we've made a little bit of fun of. So we want to try and make it right by helping him fix his team, but we may not be allowed to, according to the commissioner.
Yeah,
we'll find out.
Collusion rules.
But anyway, let's throw up, and we'll put up the Viewers League as well.
Yeah, Viewers League, we're actually doing pretty averaging, both mid-table. Both outside the 8.
Yeah, so
with 2 wins, 2 losses.
Warringah local, that's Nathan C. He's the only one 4-0. So, and then he signed with Leeds. There's quite a few on 3-1. Dempsey's Dingbats, Adrian McMurray, who we added, he's 3-0. The Scouts 3-1. Sorry. Paul Wickett 3-1. He got a good win last week. He's the Fruiterers. CK 3-1. Fungs Fantasy Flukes.
Last week or next week?
What?
No, it's alright. You just keep losing all the time. I don't know who you lost to. Keep going.
So I'm beating you on the table.
Table that doesn't matter.
2 and 2, Fantasy Fruiterer, and then below him, Rayner Bludgers
Yeah, well.
and Renegades, and so on and so on.
Down the bottom, Shy Squad. What is Bryce?
No comment. All right. Anyway, we thought we'd throw up the tables so we can.
Just so people can see where they are, even though they'd be looking at them, checking them every day themselves,
Yeah.
shaking their head.
And I don't know who I'm playing in the. You're playing Adrian Murray.
Yeah, so he'll have me covered.
Yeah, good score last week.
Yeah, is that right?
I'm playing Dempsey's Dingbats. Did we say he was right up the top?
No, right at the bottom.
Okay.
No, he's close to the mid top half, maybe. I have no idea.
We just looked at it. Yeah, anyway, let's move on. That's it for the week, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it for the week, so
All right.
not much to say.
Good
really.
luck.
Just,
Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already.
yep.
Let's get our numbers up.
Follow us on Twitter if you want.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter. We're very active. And not really. You're active Friday night when you're watching the footy, I think.
When I get annoyed at the footy, bagging the players out. But
Yeah, cool. That it?
sweet. See you next time.
See you next week.